Good morning, this is Jill from GreatGardeningGifts.com, and this morning we're going to give you a demonstration of how you can have your own beautiful tower of plants. And we call these tipsy pot plants. You may have seen them online. In fact, it starts with one base pot filled with the flowers that you want, and in that base we put what's called, I call it a tipsy pot pole or a tipsy pot stand. And before we get finished, you'll see how we can stack all those pots, and it makes a really pretty display of flowers. Perfect for a small garden area or for a tight garden area where you really can't plant horizontally, so you need to take advantage of the space you have and go up, plant vertically. So as usual, I've enlisted the help of my sister, and these are her pots. Jennifer, thanks again for helping me this morning, because you've done this several years, and you are the pro in our family with our tipsy pots. So, help me out here. With this stand, we use 5 different pots, correct?
Yes, we start off on the base being a 12-inch pot.
Okay.
From there, the next pot that we put on would be a 10-inch.
Okay. In fact, there are 2 10-inch pots,
yes,
aren't there?
The third pot we put on would be a 10-inch. Then we go to an 8-inch. And the top point of our tipsy pot is a 6-inch pot.
Okay, so there are 5 pots total, and as people can already see, we put the plants in the pots before we ever start stacking. Now, I know you've done it both ways.
Yes, I have, and I think this is probably the easiest and has proven to be the best for the plants to do it this way instead of trying to do it after you put up the pots on the stand.
And I know it sounds weird that we're going to put these things on this stand with the plants already in there, but it does work just great. And in fact, on most of these pots that you've already pre-planted, you've left kind of an area at the side that the pole will extend through, and it'll make more sense whenever we go through it. But why don't we get started? We start with the 12-inch, and you like to put them, and I do too, on this dolly that has wheels on it, because you may want to move it to a different part of your patio or your deck, or move it out of the sun. So they're pretty heavy once you get them planted.
Right. In fact, I have about 6 inches of rocks in the base of my 12-inch pot to give it support.
And you can go to my website at www.greatgardeningGifts.com, and I'll have a picture of this stand as it looks, and that you can purchase, and I'll give you the link that you can use to purchase this stand. But you'll see what it's like and what is actually on the apparatus underneath that dirt. But this is just to show you how to stack the pots. Okay, so we start with the 12-inch pot. Then you're going to use a 10-inch pot. Obviously, it has a drainage hole in the bottom. You stick the pole through the bottom. Start gently pushing the pot down on top of the pole. And if I could just see how you're doing this at the bottom. You have this at a tilt.
I do.
And you're kind of maneuvering it around so that it's not sitting on top of one of those plants. And you've deliberately put your plants in that bottom pot in a way that it has some space around the plants.
Yes. And then if I want to, I can add plants as I get the pots situated and see where my spaces are.
Sure. Because you may decide that you want to put a trailing plant in there, or something that will hang down and kind of sweep along the sides or cascade. But when you're choosing plants, you can choose all sorts. You might choose all of one color. You might choose all greenery. You might choose multicolor. But the key is make sure the plants you do choose are all compatible with the water that they need, the sun that they need, etc. You don't want to put something in there that's a sun-loving plant and put it next to something that needs to go in the shade.
Right.
Right. Okay. So then the next we go with the other 10-inch pot.
Right.
Same process, sticking it through the hole on the bottom.
This time I'm going to go to the other side of the pole.
So you're every other one?
Yeah, every other one. And here again, I'm leaving a space for my next pot to go where I don't have any plants.
Oh, now that's a good way to see that. So when you tilt the plant, you are tilting it so that the pole is sticking up and it's resting right next to the rim.
Right.
Okay, now they're not going to fall out. Trust me, they're not going to. So if we look at what we've done so far, we've got the 12-inch, we've got the 10-inch that's kind of going to the right, and then we've got another 10-inch that's going to the left, and then next goes the 8-inch.
And it's going to go to the right again. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That happens.
It does, but easy fix.
It's easy fix. Just
put them back in.
My dirt is good and moist. I've already added my time-release fertilizer.
Oh, that's a good point. So you already did your soil prep before.
Yes, I did.
And you use these same pots every year. In
Every
fact,
year.
I think you store them the same place in the wintertime, so you know they all go together.
I do.
Okay, so now we're still at every other one. You can see how the tower is building. And the one at the very top is ready next. Okay.
And it is our 6-inch
The
terracotta.
smallest one. And we do use terracotta. I suppose you could use plastic, but we like terracotta on
And
our
I'll add
plants
another
because-
begonia here to fill this out. I just wanted to leave space so that I'd know. There it is.
And you
It
could-
should be going this way.
Okay. I wondered that, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Mhm.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so it's every other one. And this tower now is about, what, about 4.5 feet tall? 4 feet tall? But on my website, I'll put some pictures of our towers from last year. You can see how those flowers fill out. And when you're watering, do you have any special watering techniques? Because I ran into trouble with mine last year.
I just use a watering can. If you use the hose, you have to be very cautious that it's not too forceful to wash your plants out
Yeah.
because they are at an angle. So a watering can with a gentle spray seems to work best for me.
Gentle spray is the key. And last year, I think I filled my pots too full with dirt. So some of the dirt did run out. And even in the beginning, I learned that on really hot days, I could put ice cubes on there and they would melt. So there was absolutely no force and very slow melting. So that does it. Now you can be a perfect planter of Tipsy pots as well. It's fun. It really is attention getting and a great conversation piece,
Yes,
right?
it is. All my neighbors last year wanted to know what I had going on in my backyard.
So they'll all come asking. Well, hope this helps you. Hope you enjoy your Tipsy pots as much as we've enjoyed ours. Again, this is Jill from GreatGardeningGifts.com. Visit my website for more information on how you too can purchase a Tipsy pot plant pole. Thanks, and have a great gardening day.